Yeah, because I've been telling people the wrong thing. It is the completion of the third year. Third year just got done on YouTube, not started. So technically, we're starting the fourth year. I told everybody the wrong thing. Welcome in, guys. Scott Sagent here, and I am ready to kick off another great year of readings. We are kicking off year 4 with a brand new studio setup. Still under construction, as you can see. It's okay, we'll get that done. I am back to my original sunflower shirt where I recorded my first ever reading for you guys in 2021 on YouTube. Come full circle. I got a table full of cards. You know how we do. Let's go talk about some June. Welcome in, Cancer. So good to have you here. I am ready for your June 2024 Psychic Tarot reading. Today, Spirit has decided on a storyline spread, but it's not just any storyline spread because they want to do a love spread. Specific corner to the love corner, which is all about family, relationships, and love. So we're going to get started right now, guys. There's my overlay of the cards that I'm looking at. We got it broken down into 3 different stories for different Cancers. We are going to find the story that is all about you. So let's get started. Story 1, I'm going to go to my small one first, the little guy. This one feels less about love pursuits directly. It feels much more about family. There is some kind of a decision here or something going on in June that Spirit is saying be a little defensive about or be a little guarded about. It would be like if the teenager wants to go borrow the car type of energy. It's like, I don't know if you're really ready for that yet. Well, in that same way, there's timing involved here, Cancer, because they bring in tick-tock with my Oracle Angel card, so timing is involved. So maybe it's not the good time for the teenager to take the car. Maybe she needs to practice a little bit more first, or whatever is going on for you largely in the month of June with family type of decisions or events and happenings, that kind of thing. And what they want you to do is to focus on the warm and fuzzy, focus on the things that you know, the things that are given, the things that are absolute, and not so much about the risks. It's really, I just, when I was glancing over the whole thing, I just didn't feel like it was a risky type of love type of push here, even in the family corner for just the month of June. Maybe this goes away in June, I'm not sure, but for whatever reason, they want you to be a little guarded here, especially in story 1. And how do you find out if the story is about you? Well, if you have an event or a happening or an occurrence that is due in June with the family, maybe a vacation planned, something that they're saying that this is very relevant for right now, well, this could very well be the information that you need to implement great change into your June. Maybe there's something they want you to avoid. So stick to the warm and fuzzy, not so much everything else. There's story 1. Cancer, I'm going to go up top to story 2. Story 2 is a very interesting one indeed, because we start with a little bit of freedom going on here. And I should also tell you too that the love spread, it's such a big corner in your life that it can be pets. Pets can come in on here. Best friends can come in on here. It doesn't have to be romantic, but sometimes it is. And this is one of those stories that it feels much more romantic than not. There's freedom going on, though. So I don't know if that's like a break from, dating, a break from your partner, or if it's just, hey, I got the house to myself for a couple weekends here, or something like that, right? So more freedom coming in June. And the next thing they show me is nurturing of the family corner. So a lot of energy is being put there, maybe doing a lot of things with the family in June, spending a lot of time with the family, except for maybe the significant other or whatever we talked about the freedom was from, depending on how that went. But there's a big push toward the Lovers card here, which makes me feel, pretty much that we're talking about romance involved in some form here. But this can even be, let's say you're if you're coupled up, that's very clear what I'm talking about. But if you're single, this could be a nurturing, like putting the energy into dating, into meeting new people, into joining that site or that app that you swore you'd never do, but you know what, it's time, or something like that, right? So anyway, there is a lot of effort being put into the love corner, your family corner, and so forth, for love pursuits. And if that's something that means a lot to you, Cancer, I would advise to go ahead and do it in June. It looks like a great time to do it. Next thing they show here is just kind of further reaffirms what I'm talking about here. They bring in social health, emotional happiness. So this, we're going to talk about the Hermit card in story 3, but I have a tendency, and just like a lot of people do, to kind of get into hermit mode, get into your own world a little bit too much, not go out. Some people never even leave the house. They can order food and everything else right to their door. Well, this is the card that reminds us that it's good for us to have connection with other human beings, and with good social health coming in here. So it's a good time for you guys to see friends, hang out with friends, put yourself out there, go out and have a little bit of fun. Of course, not overboard, but they don't show that. They show that this is good, clean fun. The next thing we show here is home. No place like home. So what Spirit is doing here is they're saying that all this can happen under one roof, under your roof. Like, you don't even necessarily have to leave the house. I know the social card kind of alludes to that a little bit, but it's not necessary. You can really have a great time at home. Watch some movies with the family at home. Join the dating sites and talk to people and set up dates at home. The whole thing, so you don't really have to go anywhere necessarily to go do these things. So don't feel like, I just don't feel like getting pretty and ready to go out, to go meet somebody. Well, you don't have to. You don't have to do that when you're doing it at home. That's what story 2 talks about. Let's get into story 3. Good time to remind you guys too, Cancer, that this is a general reading. We have all of your Cancer friends tuning in here, that Cancer bubble energy. I love you all. But that muddles it up a little bit. It makes it less about you. If you're looking for messages, personal, private, specific to you only, I offer a wide variety of those services on my website, scottsagent.com, from small all the way up to full service. A little something for everybody there. And we're going to do your moon cycles after this anyway, talk about the moon cycle forecast coming in June, but they gave you the moon card first here for story 3. Now, this is an attachment card. So if you are a Cancer who has been through the ringer or some weird, mysterious times with love or family or love pursuits, this could very well be your story. So in June, they talk about you kind of just being on your own. I have my Hermit card here. We talked about that a little bit in 2, but here, this is much about the self. Less about the group energy, more about you. Kind of figuring out yourself. Maybe some of you here are just taking a pause. You're taking a little reprieve. You know what? You're like, I'm going to just take a break from dating for a little bit. I don't need to meet anybody right now. This is not the time. This can also be a card about being guided toward, it's like Spirit guiding you toward a path. Other people maybe introducing you to somebody or saying, hey, you should, come with me to this party, this birthday party I'm going to go to. Maybe, you'll meet somebody there. I don't know. But anyway, it's just very good for the heart is what they show. That this is a path that a lot of Cancers are taking, and it's just fine. They do show slow growth, though. So it's just letting you know that you can do this for as long as you want to do it. But really, I think a lot of Cancers know at the end of the day, this is not the long-term goal. This is more of a short-term push, not for the long game, and that's okay. You can enjoy the short game for as long as you need to, but eventually, this is going to have to change, and a lot of you probably feel that already. The next thing we show here is a small setback with 6 of Wands. So this is saying, like here, maybe that's what you're looking forward to. You're just like, well, if I put myself out there, then I got to meet people. I got to, waste all the time of getting to know somebody just so I can go out with them one time and decide I don't like them and have to start all over again. And I understand all that. It's completely acceptable, but at the same time, it's just part of the deal. It's part of the process. Like, you're never going to meet anybody unless you put in the work and the effort and the energy to do it. And maybe this is just you spending time by yourself at home too. Maybe this has nothing to do with love pursuits specifically, and it's just more like you and the family, you and the family, you and the family in June. So this saying small setbacks is, it feels a little bit more like unorganized than small setbacks. I'm reading the actual definition of the card, but in this deck they wanted me to use for you. This is much about getting things in a row, getting things organized. If you go back to my picture, you can see that the guy is like lining up these sticks nice and organized very neatly. So since we're inverted, we're opposite energy of that. So this is a little bit of a mess, and maybe that's what is keeping you from doing something more, okay, because you're just like, it's just a mess. And anyway, we talk about the pause even more with my Oracle Angel card here because it says time for a nap. So it's like, you know what, I just need my break. I just need my pause. I'll figure that stuff out later. It is just not important for me right now. But there's other pieces in here to just let you know that, like, okay, you can do that. But forever, can you do that? Probably not a good idea forever. But for right now in June, A-okay, 2 thumbs up, just fine. So there we go. Runestone is going to be part of your angel protection card, angel protection reading that I do, guys. So Runestone will be accompanied with that. And looking around for the moon cycle forecast, they did not really specify. I have my moon card, but that doesn't tell me new moon or full moon, and they didn't give me timing in your spread either. So I think the field is wide open, and it's been that way for a lot of signs this month in June. I think that the new moon is open for you to use, full moon as well. So it really determines, or it comes back to you, like, what are you trying to do in June? Are you trying to bring something new into your life, maybe new love? Or are you trying to get something out of your life, maybe some old love that's got to go, or something that you used to really care about a lot, like you got a lot of emotional attachment to this house, but you know what, it's time to sell it, it's time to move on. So there you go, there's the new moon, first full moon. We'll get into when those cycles hit right now, guys. Okay guys, it is moon cycles forecast time. Let's talk about these lunar energies that are all around us anyways, so we can use it to our benefit, implement some positive change into your month. Well, the first thing you need to understand is whether these energies are coming in or going out. Just like the tides, the moon has control of that. In the same way, you can use it too. The first thing that hits chronologically this month is the new moon. You're going to see all the text information on your screen, any rare occurrences, as well as the date. Now, this is a target date for the new moon. It doesn't have to be done on this date, guys. I really like to bracket a few days before and a few days after to get a very powerful week where you can bring new things into your life and really manifest. If it is NEW, it's not there before, brand new, this is the best time to bring it into your life. Something new financially, maybe something new with work, new love, new health. It doesn't matter what it is. If it's new, this is the best time of the month to work on these things, really help bring it in. Adversely, the full moon, the opposite energy, the energy going out, hits on this date on your screen. And of course, the same rules apply. It doesn't have to be done on this date. We're talking about a week window, a few days on each side of it here. When this energy is very strong going out, and the energy going out is the best time to get things out of your life that don't belong there or that you don't want there, something that's got control of you or hold of you that you don't want. Maybe something like a bad habit, maybe emotional baggage, a bill that's got to go. That would be something financially, maybe something with health, maybe an eating habit that's got to go. It doesn't matter if it's got to go. The full moon is your best bet to get this change to stick. If any of this has confused you, I've put together a moon cycle cheat sheet. I do it every single month. It is free. It is on the website, guys. You can check it out very easily. It is a little graphic illustration, a tool that you can use so you can kind of see these changes moving in and moving out, so you can align things in your month to it to really get them to stick, implement some great positive changes. Now let's get into your homily.
I guess the fortune teller's right.